Yo, how's everyone doing? Welcome back for some more Forza Horizon 3. Today I'm sharing with you the 2011 Lamborghini Gallardo Superleggera, and some people might say Gallardo, others might say Gallardo, but I believe the actual correct way is Gallardo, as someone pointed out to me very nicely. But I wanted to make this video not only to cover this car, but I also wanted to compare it to the Sesto Elemento. And you might recall from yesterday's video about the Sesto that I mentioned that the engine is actually the same from one of the Gallardos, and it just so happens that the motor that it's compared to is the Gallardo that we get from the skill shop, the Superleggera, the 2011. And if you look at the stats here, what do you notice the difference is? Literally just the weight by a lot, and then a little bit with the horsepower. And if you look at the motors, they're also very similar, so I wanted to point that out. It is the same stock V10 motor, but this car you get from the skill shop, as you see here. I believe it costs 30 skill points to unlock this thing, so I'm sure a lot of people have it, but I'm sure that there are also a lot of people that do not have this car yet. And you can also get it from the auction house. You do not have to save up the skill points to get this, which, keep in mind, you're gonna have to unlock all the perks that lead up to getting this car, so that's a lot of skill points overall, and it does take some time to get. But now I'm just showcasing the car in the Forza Vista so you can see everything about the car, especially the inside, because I didn't show that yet, and the inside of this thing looks really good. The seats in the interior have a nice little orange trim, and it goes perfectly with the paint. The inside is beautiful, and in my personal opinion, this is one of the nicest looking Lamborghinis in this game. But now that you know that this Gallardo and the Sesto Elemento pretty much share the same engine, you're probably thinking to yourself, alright, so these cars pretty much perform the same then, right? Well, actually wrong, completely wrong, and the difference that I talked about, the weight of the cars, is the main thing, and that's because this car right here weighs 1,000 pounds heavier than the Sesto Elemento, and that's mainly because the Sesto is made out of pretty much completely carbon fiber, whereas this car, it's made out of some carbon fiber, but a lot of the parts of the car are a lot heavier, and that's the main difference with this thing. So in terms of performance, compared to the Sesto, man, the Sesto is basically just an enhanced version of this Gallardo. This Gallardo pretty much just is underclassed in everything, and it's literally pretty much only due to the weight, because everything else is pretty much exactly the same. This car still launches really good, but it just feels a lot slower after it launches, and on top of that, the handling just isn't quite as good, and the braking as well. It just really feels a lot less controllable. The car, you can't feel as confident when you're driving it like you can with the Sesto. The Sesto, the first time I drove it, I got a perfect feel for it. With this car, I really had to take some time to actually get used to it, but right now, you're watching me race my girlfriend. She was using her stock Camaro ZL1, and I'm using my stock Gallardo, and I just wanted to see, because the class of the cars is actually very, very close. It's just a little bit different, so I wanted to see how it would do, and my Gallardo certainly did pull on that stock Camaro ZL1, which is a DLC car, so not everyone has that, but I just wanted to see, and that was actually a very fun race, just kind of doing a quick little street race. I always think roll races are a ton of fun, but basically, to sum it up, this is just a worse version of the Sesto Elemento. But also keep in mind, the motors are the same, but the one in the Sesto Elemento is modified. It's not 100% exactly the same, but they're both naturally aspirated. They're both V10s, and they're practically the same. Obviously, the Sesto makes a little bit more horsepower, and also just that car is so much lighter, which makes it perform that much better. But I also do have the sounds of the cars shared at the end, just so you can hear the differences of the sounds of the cars, because they actually are very similar, and I was kind of thinking that maybe they would have like copy and pasted the sounds and made them exactly the same, but I think the Sesto just screams a little bit louder than this Gallardo does, so I think they are a little bit different, but they certainly sound similar as they should. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a thing or two. As always, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoy the rest of this gameplay, and I'll talk to y'all again very soon. Peace out.